Hey guys, before we start, I just ask that you go follow me on Twitter at TheSmithPlays for updates and all that good stuff. While you're at it, you can like the video, and now let's move on. Oh, what's going on, Smitties? It is Patrick here, and welcome to the final episode for round 1 of the Ultimate Zombie Map Challenge. Guys, we've had some great episodes, but it's come down to this, the final episode, Riese versus Riese. If you're not sure how the judging system works or are new to this, you can check that out down in the link below. But apart from that, let's get into this, fellas. Alright, so the first thing that we're going to look at is what map is more fun to set up on. Now that includes getting your guns, getting your perks, pack-a-punching, and things of that nature. Riese does an okay job with this, but I feel like it's a little too tedious. It's almost like, you have so much room for error. You can fall off the map, you can just screw up stupidly, and that's not fun in a setup. You don't want to have to set up on multiple games. It's just kind of silly. Riese, on the other hand, does not an amazing job, but for what it is, it's very basic, I'll admit, but they do a pretty good job with it. I think it's entertaining. You have the whole teleporter system, and overall, it's not too bad. So just because of out of the tediousness that I feel like Riese has, we're going to go 5 points to Riese and 3 to Riese. Now from here, we're going to look at post setup, and this is basically what map is more fun to do everything after your setup. Like, do you want to go to a high round, or do you just get bored and want to quit? Riese does an okay job. They don't do anything amazing. It's pretty much your typical map. There's no extremely unique things, and that's partly because the setup is so easy. But I feel like Riese doesn't do an extremely better job. It really is pretty straight down the middle here, so we're just going to go a tie at 3-3 apiece. Next up, we're going to look at difficulties of the map, and that's basically what map is closer to that perfect level of not too hard and not too easy. I feel like Riese is fairly easy of a map, but it's not so easy that it's boring. Now, yeah, you can go camp up at the catwalk, but that is kind of fun sometimes, Whereas Riese is just simply too easy. The Sliquifier is probably the most overpowered wonder weapon. You could say the Thunder Gun's better, but it has so much ammo. It's just a really, really overpowered gun, and the Buddha Room, that combination is just lethal. Makes it a little bit boring. So we're gonna go 4 points, we're gonna go 4 points to Riese and 2 to Riese. The next thing that we're going to look at is innovativeness towards the map. We're going to kind of move away from that gameplay aspect and look at, what they brought into the maps. And the first thing that we have is perks. Now, Riese didn't have any perks, so we can't give it any points because Riese did. So all 4 points automatically go to Riese. Moving on to guns, and it's primarily looking at wonder weapons. Riese, the only thing that they had new were the monkey bombs, and this was a pretty big thing. It's almost become a staple of zombies. They've been on almost every single map since they were introduced in Riese. On the other hand, Riese did have the Sliquifier and a couple of new other just wall weapons, which were really, really good, actually. It almost introduced good wall weapons to the game, which I thought was pretty innovative and really just nice towards the players. So this is really a tie. The monkey bomb's so big, but Riese brought in a lot of little cool things. So we're going to go tie 2-2. Next up, guys, we're going to look at bosses, and the first thing that we got to look at is that both maps actually don't really have a 100% unique boss. Now, Hellhounds from Riese are 100% not new. They took them straight from Shinonuma. But on the other hand, the minions, I guess you call them, are kind of a copy from the Nova 6 crawlers, and also the Nova 6 crawlers on the moon where they teleport. So really neither are unique, but the ones from Riese are slightly more unique in the fact that they're not a total copy. They do drop perks and they're a little bit different. So we got to go 3 to Riese and 1 to Riese. Last thing that we're going to look at for innovativeness is just an overall take on the map. Riese did some cool things. They had the whole elevator system, just the whole actual aspect of height. I thought that was a really neat idea. But when we look at Riese, we have to remember that, of course, they brought in Pack-a-Punch. Pack-a-Punch is huge. Pack-a-Punch is one of the most innovative and best innovative ideas for the Zombies franchise. It's such a big thing that if they didn't have it, it would take so much away from zombies. So for that reason, we're going to go 6-2 Riese. Moving on to storyline, and I feel like Riese did really, really big things with the storyline. It's kind of where it all took off, really. You have the Giant, which relates all the way to Origins. That's really, really cool. Riese, I just think like they didn't do the best job with this storyline. Buried, I was really, really impressed. That was an amazing storyline, but something about Riese that just didn't really catch my attention that much. So we're going to go 3 points to Riese and 2 to Riese. All right, guys, that is it for the judging. We now move on to our 5-point all or nothing bonus round. And this is a really, really easy one, I must say. When I think about the bonus round, the zombie feel factor, that's what we do with this about. This is the map I look to when I think about the zombie feel. And that is obviously Riese. Riese is just the 100% embodiment of zombies. When you think of zombies, you think Riese. Whether you've been playing zombies since Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, or World at War, Riese is zombies. Riese is where when zombies got huge. When Riese came out, it was like, oh my god, this is for real, and it just skyrocketed zombies into the big thing it is today. It's one of the best maps ever, and it gets the 5 points. Just bottom line, Riese is a wonderful, wonderful map. It's so cool. So guys, I now leave it up to you. We're at 29 points for Riese, 21 for Rise. In the comment section below, write what map you like more. Please don't be biased and don't hate on other people for liking a map that you don't like or whatever. Just be nice in the comment section below. If you like this series, please drop a like because I put a ton of effort and I know that you guys love it. Have a wonderful day, and next week we will have the results from round 1 and we will be moving on to round 2. That's right, there will only be 8 maps left. Drop a like, all that good stuff. Go follow me on Twitter.